Anthony Davis is taking major heat after his up and down postseason. Did LeBron pick the wrong running mate to be his co-star when it comes to LA?
Well, so to me, this is where we get a little unfair. So Anthony Davis offensively. So let me describe a player to you, okay? This player is unquestionably great defensively. He is a 7-footer, but doesn't, or 7-footer-ish, but is not listed as such. It takes more jump shots than a guy his size typically would. Doesn't like to really bang down low. And you can rely on him for 20 points a night. But 30-point games are a bonus. Another thing about this player, at his first stop, had essentially no playoff success whatsoever, with 1 year being an exception, and needed to go to a major market with major history with another Hall of Famer in order to break through. I just described Anthony Davis. I also just described Kevin Garnett, who is universally considered one of the 35 greatest players ever. Nobody talks trash on his career. Nobody kills him for the fact that his entire time in Minnesota, they didn't get past round one except for 1 year, and that he couldn't get over the top until he got with Ray Allen and Paul Pierce. That is also true for Anthony Davis. And now, Kevin Garnett had a better level of intensity, and his body held up more, and we might say was not as naturally physically gifted as AD. But that is guys whose biggest strength is the defensive end. We consider their ups and downs offensively at times without considering the consistent dominance defensively. Furthermore, LeBron and AD won a title and just made the conference finals as the 7 seed. So is he the perfect fit? Do you wish Anthony Davis, instead of being satisfied, it would seem, being one of the 10 best players in basketball, took the steps to be one of the 3 best players in basketball? Sure. But it's asking a lot, man. Everybody can't be Giannis. Or at this point, you got to say Jokic. Or Steph. Or Durant. Though the guys who go years on end and their bad playoff performances are 1 in every 12 games, 1 in every 9 games, 1 in every 14 games. Those are the greatest players in the history of the sport. Even Durant had them more often than you would like. Giannis doesn't have them anymore. Jokic is starting to build a resume of not having them. LeBron, you could find a 6-year stretch where he had maybe 5 actually bad playoff games. Steph has won every month in the playoffs. But those are some of the greatest players ever. Anthony Davis isn't that. That's not an indictment on him. It's just like it's not an indictment on Tatum. That Tatum's up and down a bit. Now, Tatum's offensive peaks are far higher than Anthony Davis's, but Anthony Davis's defense is the best in the world when he's locked in.
So do you think that AD is still the player the Lakers should build their future around?
Well, I don't think Anthony Davis is going to be the best guy on a champion. I think it's either going to have to be, if he is, it's going to have to be the Garnett path, where he has 2 other great players. He's the best guy,
right,
but it's close.
Right.
And the other guys can fill in the blanks. But there are not a lot of, you look around and say, who would you rather have than Anthony Davis? You can't say Embiid. So, in my opinion, you can't. You call that a push. So, would you rather have Jokic? Okay, sure, not available. Giannis, not available. Steph, not available and getting older. So, this idea of trade Anthony Davis, I don't buy. Now, Kevin O'Connor, and we talked about it on TV, discussed the 4 possible outcomes for LeBron, and one of them was him requesting a trade.